Hello there folks, and thanks for joining me once again at my tying bench. This time around I'm going to tie you up a caddis fly pattern. It's in a lot of different pattern books. You may have seen it probably tied before, but I changed it up a little. What I do is add a little bit of UV pearl crystal flash under the wing, just 4 strands. So I just call it the peacock sparkle caddis. Just changed it up a little bit. And I generally tie it from a 14 down to an 18, but I have a size 10 hook in the vise for you here, so it's bigger so you can see it better for the video. But I've had my mouse lock on it down, usually on a size 16s and 18s, so we'll get this hook out of the vise here, this guy, and a fresh hook in, and I'll start tying for you. Okay, and the hook I'm using is a size 10 mustad 94840 standard dry fly hook. We'll get that locked down in the vise here. And it calls for black thread, so I'm using some Danville 6/0 black here. So we'll start our thread about 2.5, 3 eye lengths behind the hook eye there. And we're going to wrap back to just about above the barb here. Just get a nice smooth thread base going back. Okay, snip off the tag in. Okay, then I'm going to move my thread back up to about the hook point. Right there, it's good. Now, the body's peacock herl, one of my favorite tying materials for trout flies. And for this size 10, I'll use 4 strands. I'm just going to even the tips up there before I trim the tips. They're, as we know, they're quite brittle on the ends there. So I'll step those guys off, and I'm going to tie those on right on my side of the hook here. And we'll wrap those back to almost where we ended our thread there at the bend. I'm going to make a loop, as I always do. As you've seen in my past videos there, I like to make a peacock rope. Makes a much more durable fly. So we'll lock that loop in there. And we want to go back to above the barb again, and then we'll wrap forward to where we want to tie our body off there. We start the thread. Okay, that's fine. Now we'll grab the herl in the loop, set of hackle pliers, we'll grab onto that, and we'll begin to twist that up. Okay. Alrighty, so now we're going to start to form our body. We'll get that first wrap going up around there, just like so. Snug that nice and tight there. And I'm going to twist that rope up some more, so it's more uniform shape there. Alrighty, now we'll proceed to wrap forward, like so. A couple more wraps, then I'll give it another little twist. Just to keep it nice and full, we want a nice full body on it. A couple more wraps, like so. Okay, and we only got a couple more wraps to go. We'll finish the body up here. Okay. I guess we got room for one more wrap there. Okay, I'm going to come up and tie that herl off. So make 2 wraps over the top. Keep my thread nice and tight once again. Then a couple in front. And I'll release those pliers. And I'm going to grab that, and then I'm going to come forward on it. Tie it down good. Then wrap back and snip off the excess. Okay. Now I'm going to bind that excess down, make a little thread base there. Alrighty. Now the next step is the flash underneath, hence the name Sparkle Peacock Caddis. Some flash may not make a difference, but this one here I find it does help. It seems to anyway, so that's why I added this in. So we'll just take 2 strands, pinch that on top, we'll wrap forward, and we'll fold it back, and that'll give us our 4 strands under the wing. Wrap those back right there till we want to tie in our wing. And I'll snip those off, and you just want to go a hair past the bend, not too far. Okay, that's that. Now, wrap those down good. Alrighty. And I'll spread those out a little bit there. There's our flash that's underneath. Now, I'm using some nice light bleach colored, light colored elk hair here for the wing. And I got some in my little stacker here. I'll even that up. Okay, pull out any short hairs. Alright, trim that a little. Alright, so we'll come back and place this on top rather. And we just want that wing to come just a hair past the bend of the hook. So set it on top, then I'll trim. Now, what I'm going to do is come up around with a pinch wrap. Come down a little bit tight, then that second wrap, same spot, a little bit snugger. Then the third wrap we come up around, I'm going to put the most tension on it, nice and tight. And then what I'll do is wiggle my thread through them butt ends, and the whole time keep that wing pinched with these fingers here, keep it pinched nice and tight. Okay, we'll come through that, right up to the front of the eye here. Alrighty, there we go. And that keeps the wing right on top for you. So there's our over wing, our elk hair. So we'll trim these butt ends here, tidy that up a little. So I want to make a nice base for the hackle, thread base. Okay, I'm going to pinch the wing and hold it in place. Wrap that down really well, smooth it out with the thread. Just like so here. Alrighty. Alright, that's fine. There's our wing. I got one hair there that I'm going to snip out. Just want to ray on us a little bit, straight hair. Okay, that looks fine. Now, I have a brown and grizzly hackle for the front here. So we're going to get those ready to tie in. And I got a few extra hackles fiber stripped off the far side of these, so when I come down around they'll wrap nicer for you that way. And another little tip, a key to getting a good hackle is to always try to get a smooth base to wrap it on. If you get bumps in that, it might not wrap so good for you. So we're going to tie those in here right on the top, place them where I want them to be. Okay, just like so here. I just want to make sure they're going to come down around where I want them. Looks good. Okay. Alrighty. And we're going to wrap forward once again. Get those stems right on top. Tie them in. Okay, almost to the eye. And we'll snip those guys out. Okay. Just like so. And we'll end our thread right behind the eye there. Okie dokie. So next, we'll take our grizzly hackle first, come down around. First turn right there in front of the wing. And we'll simply wrap forward. Just like so. Here, I'm going to grab some hackle pliers now. Hook onto that hackle. And we'll finish wrapping this guy up. Okay, probably one more wrap here. Actually, that's good right there, so we'll tie that off. A couple wraps over the top behind the hackle. Snug it down tight once again. And we'll do a couple in front and wrap back onto that. And don't worry if you trap a couple of fibers there, we'll snip those out. Release my pliers. Come in and snip that tip off, steady the scissors on my thumb. And also snip out these couple of trap fibers here. There we go, one more to go. Alrighty. And I'll make a couple more securing wraps there to make sure that's in there really well. Okay, looks good. Now, we'll come up around with our brown hackle. And as we wrap our brown, we're going to zigzag that back and forth here, so it doesn't trap down our grizzly hackle fibers. Okay, I'm going to grab the pliers once again here. Grab onto that guy. Alrighty, so we'll wrap that forward, keeping that zigzag motion as we go forward. Alrighty, we'll come up, tie him off the same way. Couple wraps over the top behind. Tension back on my thread, then we're going to wrap in front and back a couple wraps, like so. Release the pliers. Come in, steady my scissors. Snip him out of there. And we're going to hold a few of those fibers back there, and we're going to make some securing wraps. I'm just going to pull those fibers back for a sec here, and we're going to build a little hit on this guy, like so. I got one little fiber trap there, folks. There we go. Alright, that's looking good. So now, we're going to finish him off. We're essentially done there, folks, and you can see the crystal flash showing through under the wing there, underneath. Alright, so I'll grab my whip finisher, and we'll do a 4 or 5 turn whip on this guy. Alrighty. Okay. Just smooth that thread out there a little bit. Okay, let's get our whip finish in there. Okay, that looks good. Bring that in. Okay, we'll seat the knot nice and tight there. Snug it down good. Come in and snip off my excess thread. Alrighty, there we go. There's another size 10 peacock sparkle caddis. And like I mentioned, I usually fish them mostly in a size 16 and 18, but all 14 as well. But I just tied it on a 10 for you guys for the video, so for demonstration purposes. So last step, I'll get my good old bone dry out here, Solares. Put a little bit on the head of this fly, very careful like. Just all the way around. A little bit underneath there. There we go. And just in case I get some in the eye there, I'm going to take this little piece of hackle, put up through, make sure that eye is cleared out good. There we go. So that's fine right there. Now, we'll cure him up there real quick. Doesn't take long at all. Alrighty. And there we have it. Size 10 peacock sparkle caddis. It's an old pattern that's in a lot of books. It's been around a while. I just added that little bit of sparkle there, and I found I had a lot of luck with it in the smaller sizes. So I recommend you tie a few of these up in those sizes and make room for them in your fly box for sure. So if this is the first time seeing my videos and you'd like to see more flies in the future, don't hesitate to hit the good old subscribe button there and the notification bell so you know when I put up a new video. And throw in a like too also if you wish, and if you have any comments, put them down below and I'll definitely read them for sure. And like I always say, until next time folks, happy tying out there, and I shall see you all again soon. So long for now.